Salutations, salutations. You know, the real is back. I ain't going nowhere. You know, I took a day off. You know, my last video took almost 2 days to upload. You know, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. It got out there. The message got out there. The support, the love was there. That's all that matters. You already know. Those that don't know, this is your boy Mel Kross, the host and owner of Kross Tv Network. That's Kross with a K. I definitely appreciate everybody. Today, we got another hitter. We got a new one. You know what I'm saying? Before I say anything else, man, if you haven't been here for the first time, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification, so anytime you see another video that you like of mine, you already know you're ready to be tapped in and be notified soon when it's uploaded right for you. You know what I mean? Appreciate all the love. Those that been here from day one know how I feel about y'all. You know the struggles we went through, how, you know, motherfucking name was being thrown in the trenches and a lot of other things was going on, you know, but we persevered and we got past that. You know what I'm saying? We going to our journey. You know what I'm saying? The channel was definitely growing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate the support. The channel's definitely growing. You know what I'm saying? Salute, salute. That means a lot of people's tuning in. They want to know the real. And this is what it's about. Yo, speaking of the real, man, you know I'm an honorable one, man. I want everybody, man, you know what I'm saying, put some respect on a homie Blue Boy name. Those that don't know who I'm talking about, Blue Boy is the OG Crip from New York City, you know what I'm saying, specifically out of LES, neighborhood of Manhattan. Before I get into the intro, I'm going to give a little backstory about me and Blue Boy, right? A little backstory about Blue Boy. You know, Blue Boy name been ringing forever since I was growing up as a kid, you know, well, not as a little, as a teenager growing up, even before I went to prison, you know what I'm saying, I heard the name a lot of Blue Boy, Blue Boy, Blue Boy, Blue Boy, Blue Boy, you know, a few names, you know what I'm saying, but this video is about him, so we're going to keep it on him. And when I was in Comstock, I pulled up in Comstock, Blue Boy pulled there. Blue Boy pulled up there maybe some months ago, months after. So let me tell you something, right? This is the first time when I realized that this New York prison system and everything wasn't for play. And it was a whole different ball game from Rikers Island. I went to Comstock 2001. When I got to Comstock, you know, blood numbers was just starting to increase, you know what I'm saying? We starting to be in a lot of more jails, you know what I'm saying? Our population, everything starting to increase. You know, it was a whole bunch of us on Rikers Island, but, you know, New York State is much bigger. You know, we started filling up the jails and you know, recruiting and stuff like that, right? You know, me, you already know the politics. I was going through the politics, you know, OG Mac, you know what I'm saying, was trying to, you know what I'm saying, give 1A Trey, you know what I'm saying, basically throw 1A Trey on me. You know, so I was dealing with those politics, you know, me being loyal to him, not knowing, you know, what was going on in his case. Then at the end of the day, I got him and OG SI, may he rest in peace. Moment of silence. I linked him and OG SI, you know, when OG Mac went home, and because I linked them and, you know, me and SI grew a rapport, you know, he was offering me a hood under the council, which he told me, you know, pick my starting five and, you know, start doing what I do. So y'all know the story from based off the Mel Kross Lacey series. So, you know, y'all could definitely go through there if y'all want to know any more in tune about what I was just talking about, right? So now, you go outside in the yard, it's about a good 30, 40 homies out of a yard of maybe 200, 300 people. You got the Jamaicans down there in the back, by the TV, by the gate and all that, all the way in the back on the other side of the yard. You know what I'm saying? Those that was in Comstock know. You got the big bleachers, and you got the little tables. You got this, you know, you got the kings, you got the rat hunters all around. You know what I'm saying? You got this here, you got Rochester here, you got Buffalo here, you got New York City here, you got this. Everything is all over the place, right? Who was in the jail? Me, Pee Wee, Dick Wolf, Slice, Gaddafi, Bizarre. Man, it's so many in the name. There's so many in the name, and I apologize if I forget. Oh, GL, Gangsta Love. It was a whole bunch of us there, and you know, hitters. You know what I'm saying? We was all young in our career. We was very young, and you know, Shaquille was in the box. He was on Shaquille was ad sag or whatever. So when I come in the yard, everybody come in the yard. Hitters come in the yard. You know, the homies link up, wait for everybody to come up. You know, salute and everything, right? Like, yo, salute. Everybody coming through. Yeah. Yeah, the homies in the building. Everybody waiting for the homies to come outside. Let me tell you something, man. When Blue Boy came outside, you seen people start whispering. I don't care what nationality it was. I don't care what gang you belong to. Police. Like, oh, that's Blue Boy. Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Next thing you know, you have rat hunters going up to him, talking to him about some shit. You have Latin Kings talking about shit. You have homies coming up to him, talking to him about shit. It was like basically he was the president. He was the man that you know, you need to talk to. If it was a conflict that was going on in the yard, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10 it involved him or somebody that was dealing with dudes that was getting money. They wanted to make sure, I mean, you know, getting money out there with the bag and everything. They wanted to make sure they pieced Blue Boy and dudes like that off. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was like maybe, what, 21, 22? You know what I'm saying? At that time, Blue Boy was about 6'2", maybe 6'3", about 315 pounds, 320 pounds, solid. You know what I'm saying? A little chubby and all that, but fast on his feet, always kept a big knife. You know, there's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, I be seeing on these YouTubes, you know what I mean, and people be playing games, man. I'm going to tell you one thing that probably helped me out throughout my bid, and it's something that Blue Boy told me. It was a situation going on with an issue with Dick Wolf and one of Blue Boy's people. So Blue Boy told Dick Wolf, come outside, I need to speak to you. So Dick Wolf like, yo, man, I'm going outside, whatever. I'm like, all right, Dick, I'm going to go with you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold you down, whatever. I'm going to highlight the homies, whatever. I think I spoke about this in one of my videos. And we went outside to go talk to Blue Boy. You know what I'm saying? Randy Love pulled up, Scarby, all them pulled up. These is old-time gangsters, that legends before, you know what I'm saying, that before our time, that we grew up hearing about. You know what I'm saying? That was a potential issue because of the situation, you know, was going on with Dick Wolf. I'm gonna keep it a band. If Randy Love, Blue Boy, and all them just was like, you know what? Get Mel, get all these niggas up out of here. They had the power, they had the heart, they had the size, and they had the numbers to do so. I'm gonna keep it a band. That's one thing about me. I don't cap. I don't sit here and try to act like anything I'm other. Anything you see with Mel, that's what it is. And one thing about me, I be real. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to be a real motherfucker and to sit back and watch clowns and rats and all type of people disrespect an individual like Blue Boy, who I know personally. Not only do I know personally, but I know for a fact none of these dudes that's making these videos would be in a spot with him. Would you even come and even dare even think about saying some shit like that out your mouth to Blue Boy, any type of disrespectful way? And I'm gonna keep it a band. And this is one thing when Blue Boy pulling up in the spot with Blue Boy. This is one thing it taught me my young mind, because mama, I'm just getting up north. Comstock, I came up north 2000. 2001, I was in Comstock. Let me see how that scene, that's 5 Point upstate. So that was four maxes. That was 4 maxes I was in less than 2 years. I came up north in 2000. 2001, I was in Sing Sing, 5 Point, upstate, you know what I'm saying, Comstock. When Blue Boy came out that yard, I didn't know that there was so many undercover or hidden Crips. People that was Crip but was scared to rep because of the numbers, or, you know what I'm saying, for whatever their reasons is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever their reasons is. So when Blue Boy came to y'all, y'all had to come out. If he knew y'all was Crip, you was going to salute him. You ain't going to salute him, you was out of there. And it was just like that. That's another thing that I learned from being around him and just watching and being observing a young lion coming up. You know what I'm saying? Learning my tat and, you know what I'm saying, seeing how everybody move, and, you know what I'm saying, you learn some of the shit you disregard. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, means something to you, you embrace. Whatever means shit, you disregard it. After that incident, with Blue Boy and them had hollered at Dick Wolf, when they left, Dick Wolf gave me the big ass hug, man, because it was only when the smoke was cleared, in that confrontation, it was only me, Dick Wolf, and like maybe a sprinkle of other homies that was there that stood our ground. Everybody else acted like they didn't have nothing to do with it, you know. Plus at the time, you know, the Stones went independent. You know, it was a lot of different going on, so it was a lot of separation and divide. You know what I'm saying? That was transpiring with blood at that time. And the council was being built, and this is when they was putting question marks around everybody's head. You know, you go back to, you know, Mel Kross versus Lacey, you know what I'm saying, 1 all the way to 6, you'll get the whole story about that. You know what I mean? So after me and Dick Wolf, you know, talked and everything, you know, I was spinning the yard. You know what I'm saying? I got my little bop and everything or whatever have you. So when I was passing by Blue Boy, and the Blue Boy was like, yo, Mel Kross, come here for a minute. Come here, little bro. So I'm like, what's up, bro? They was like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He was like, nah, you know, I know we had that conversation, you know, a couple of things was being, you know, said, you know, it wasn't really your business, but, you know, you stood there and everything, you know, for your homie. We respect that. He was like, yo, man, you're a young one coming up, man. Something about you that I like. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, I appreciate that, bro. He was like, yo, but let me give you words of advice. I said, what's up, Blue Boy? He was like, yo, you never know what's going on out here in these yards. You never know what wars is going on. You don't know if your homies ever got into some shit and whatever by the time you made it to this yard, or you don't know if your homies got into some shit on their way to the yard and you could have been out in the yard first. The way you walk, it brings a lot of attention to you. Now, if you walking around a certain crowd and they're about to go to war and they could be ambushing y'all or something like that and you don't even know about it, you just made yourself an easy target, because one, you took yourself away from all your homies, so you made yourself vulnerable. That was your first mistake. Always have people around you at all times, because you never know who's watching you, you never know who's plotting, and you never know none of that. And he said, but at times when you do find yourself by yourself, whatever, don't walk with aggression, walk with intelligence. Walk with your eyes open. Don't walk with this. Walk with this. Walk with this and walk with this. And watch everything that's going on, so you don't put yourself in no ambush, or you don't rattle nothing could be going on, but because you're around, you could be rattling something. Always be mindful of that. And I never forget that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say, Blue Boy, yo, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I got mad love and respect for you. You know, when Blue Boy touched down at home, you know what I mean? I went to LES, picked him up. We chopped it up, had a good time on a drive to Brooklyn. We went to Coney Island. Excuse me. We went to Crown Heights, got up with Ray Wash, which is another lope. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's one of Mikey B artists. And, you know, it was a whole bunch of homies out there, man. Dude, Shaquell, G Brim, you know what I'm saying, Moshe. Then you had a lot of hitters out there too that came out, you know what I mean? That was from Brooklyn and all that, you know, a couple of people, rappers and all that. knew that we was over there, pulled up, you know what I'm saying? Like Diddy bopping them, you know what I'm saying? Salute, much love and respect to Diddy bopping them. You know what I'm saying? We had a real good time, man. But let me get into some real deeper things, and I'm gonna break down a lot of things that people don't realize when you're doing a lot of time and you coming home back off the streets. You already know. But you know, before I do that, run this intro. Yo, what's up? You know, it's your host, Mel Kross. Thank you for tuning in to Kross Tv Network. That's Kross with a K. I appreciate and love everybody for support. Y'all could be anywhere in the world. Y'all here with me. So the next thing I would do, the last thing I would do, the least thing I would do is waste your time. You know, I'm on my grind. I'm really trying to grow my channel. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification. So anytime I drop a video, y'all know that I'm tuned in and I'm ready so y'all could be uploaded and ready. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I definitely appreciate y'all. Yo, it's very cold out there. The weather's real nasty. I hope everybody's, you know, dressed up nice. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your families. I know the kids is happy. They got a day off of school. You know what I mean? So even though I don't work for them no more, you know, always say the street is always about the youth and everything. And I always try to, my videos always have something to make you think and, you know, educate and give you a little history on something, right? So again, thank you for tuning in to Kross TV Network. That's Kross with a K. Just to rebuttal, I see a lot of people make comments, disrespectful comments, call him Blue Boy a real dumb motherfucker, or the dumbest OG, or he a this, or he a clown this, or he this age and he this and he that, and whatever can be, and they're being very disrespectful. Some may know of him through interviews. Some may know of him through the prison system, but I know those that saying them things never been in the prison with him. You know what I'm saying? When you look at me, you look at Moshe, you look at Pee Wee, you look at Shaquille, just to name a few. All of us did over 20 years in prison. All of us grew up in prison and came to prison in our teenage years and left in our 40s, almost pushing 50. So we missed our 19s, you know, 18s and stuff like that. We missed that. We missed all our 20s was in prison. All our 30s was in prison. And half our 40s was in prison. Right? What a lot of people don't know is when you look at correctional facilities, you think that, you know, while people in prison, you in there being rehabilitated. You know what I'm saying? Correctional. So we're correcting the wrongs of the inmates. So when they get back out there, they'll be productive members of society. Which is not the case, because they don't really give a fuck about you. And let me show you a clip of what Blue Boy say about that.
But we in upstate. This is not Rikers Island. This is upstate. They don't really care about human life up there like that.
Really? So killing someone in prison is a much different penalty than killing someone on the outside.
Listen, I could name you 10 people.
And this is right here is him home on a Vlad interview, you know what I'm saying, reflecting on his life in prison, you know what I mean, and how, you know, they don't really give a fuck about you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different prisons, like Attica, Clinton, the case where they just killed the other brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, these is not known, these is not like stories, or these is not myths and everything. These is known facts. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, Attica and places like that is known for killing inmates and beating inmates up and everything. And a lot of them is racist, you know what I'm saying? You know, for those that might be poor Caucasian that's watching, you know what I'm saying? That's no disrespect to y'all. This is not a racist situation or video. I'm just giving the facts about my experiences, what I went through in prison, and the facts that you could read throughout, Google it and read throughout history on what's been going on in the racism that's been going on in upstate prisons in New York State. Right? So now, also, I'm gonna show you that, like with me, I told y'all I did about 10 years in the box, right? The box being solitary confinement. Let me show y'all what that looked like.
Just the monotony and the total solitude. When I first came in, I started hearing voices.
And you're just sitting there counting the bricks, thinking.
It starts out slow, but then, you know, as the boredom sets in and the monotony sets in, then they just start losing it. And you hear them screaming on the tier and banging on metal and doing all kinds of crazy things.
You're sitting there for so long, and then when you finally come out your cell, you feel like you're walking out of a cave, and it's hard on your eyes, so you can't adjust. And then you go back into this cage after 1 hour of putting you back in there. It tears you apart. And if you're not strong, it will actually destroy you.
The isolated setting is very challenging for many people. Taking away a person's liberty is one thing. Confining them into a smaller setting inside of a prison is another thing. And there are definite impacts to that.
I remember Mitchell Root made a comment to me one day saying, at least he get to go die. He don't have to sit here for the rest of his life like I did at 19 and 20 years old with the rest of my life to go and didn't know when I was ever gonna get out of there.
We know that long-term, prolonged, and indefinite stays in restrictive housing, conditions of confinement that are 22 and 23 hours in their cell, can lead to really serious detriment to the person experiencing that. They are often the most dangerous units as well. People come out of them at greater risk for self-injury and injuring others, so it doesn't actually accomplish the mission that a lot of people think that it does or should.
Boredom can cause people to act out or take it out on folks that are going to be coming up to their cells, and I think that's our staff. I think it's pretty easy for people to want to isolate. A lot of the folks that we have incarcerated here prefer isolation, but that doesn't do anything to benefit their mind, their soul, and prepare them for what's coming.
Today, I'm 54 years old, but I still go back and think about 30 years ago, how I felt when I was in that place. Still has an effect on me today.
The time for change is clearly at our doorstep. We have to look at how we've been performing in this area. We've always been a national leader, but it's certainly time to change. It's time for our system to evolve.
The Department of Corrections has set a goal of reducing solitary confinement by 90% in 5 years.
We're looking for really the opportunity to get people meaningful out-of-cell engagement, where they have the opportunity to connect with others, to really gain some tools that will help them interact regularly with others in general population, but ultimately to help them build the tools necessary for them to get back into the community safely.
But it's got to start with bringing them out of their cell and engaging with them.
Our goal at the end of the day is to set a national standard of 4 hours of out-of-cell time for every individual every day.
This is a way for us to create safer communities and safer prisons.
I grew up in this business, starting my work in restricted housing. I know it inside and out, as does the team who's working diligently to get this across the finish line. Our number one priority is to make sure that we have an avenue to keep staff safe, to do this the right way, and keep incarcerated safe all at the same time. We can't do away with restrictive housing entirely. We've got some really dangerous incarcerated individuals in our system, and that this becomes the only safe housing environment for them. We also have some high-profile individuals that would become immediate targets if they were released into general population. That could result in their death. So we're determined to create a safe system of care where people can receive humane treatment regardless of where they are in our system.
Our staff, they're stepping up to the plate. I know it comes with some uncertainties, but there's no growth in comfort. And so this is an opportunity for us to help them.
I like to see corrections in the future as a helping profession and a profession where people want to help and rehabilitate people.
All of this is really designed and defined to get us across the finish line with moving people towards becoming better neighbors at the end of the day.
And what we know in this business most people leave prison.
These are the people that someday gonna get home.
As y'all see, shit is real. It's very real in there. You know, I can give y'all my accounts about it, but I wanted to give y'all a whole different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't want to like control the narrative. I want to show y'all the real psychological effects of solitary confinement. You know, and how a big role that plays on our mental health. A lot of people like myself, Blue Boy, and a lot of people that I named throughout this video already, I'm not gonna keep these naming them, you know, suffer from some type of mental or social disorder due to our incarceration, and especially for those that did some time in solitary confinement. And then when you look at me, I told you I did approximately 10 years in solitary. Blue Boy, let's think of Blue Boy for a minute, right? He caught two murders, right? While in prison, he was locked up for a murder, and while in prison, he caught 2 more murders, right? Made the victims and the families, you know, my condolences. Trying, you know, it's all about, you know, respect. I'm just, you know, making a video about somebody, you know, just not happen to be the most popular one that y'all want, but my condolences to y'all, you know, with all due respect. Moving on, when you catch a homicide while you're incarcerated up north, you go to the box for about 6 to 10 years. You go to solitary confinement. And you'll probably get sentenced to about anywhere between 5 to about maybe 12 years for the new case, right? Adding on to your case. And then you figure Blue Boy, he did 30 plus years. So he missed his teens, he missed his 20s, he missed his 30s. And he missed most of his 40s. Most of his 40s. Coming home at 50 something, right? So you figure he caught 2 bodies. And I just told you, part of my friend, for lack of a better term, I know that feels disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the family watching or anybody, you know what I'm saying, that have any type of concern about, the victims and everything. But when you murder somebody in prison and you get 6 to 12 years, he did that twice, right? So that's automatically 12 years he did off the bat, solitary confinement. The psychological things about solitary confinement, like they just said, but I'm gonna give you a little in-depth thing about solitary confinement. First was designed by the Quakers in Pennsylvania. The Quakers is the ones that built Pennsylvania. That's the Friends Society. That is a Christian sect. That's a Christian sect. And they also had a lot to do with Harriet Tubman and Underground Railroad, which is a whole nother story and a very profound story at that. One that need to be told over. And I don't mind saying it over if that's what y'all want to hear. But it was for the mentally ill. You place them in there. It was supposed to, they thought that you isolate them and everything, supposed to rehabilitate them. But they realized that you don't rehabilitate. You're not rehabilitating, because imagine a person imagine your room. You got your shower, you got your bed, you got your table where you could write at. You got your stool, and you got your toilet, and you got your wash, your sink where you wash your face. Your food comes to you. Your rec is in the back of your cell, which is a little balcony with a cage going around it, so you can't get off the balcony or nothing like that. And imagine you in there for 10 years straight without no human contact or nothing like that. And then you come back to population. Now you back around thousands, hundreds of people, and you walking around and everything. Think about that, right? Think about how I always say how it's hard for me to sometimes to readjust back to society, right? And the trials and tribulations that I go through in society, right? And I even showed y'all a few times how I had got into situations continuously. This is 2025. and it already happened this year. So I could never sit back and badmouth or say anything to a person for something that he did when he too was struggling, maybe even more than me, because he's been down much longer and been through way, you know what I'm saying, much more things than me. And, you know, his trauma is different. So he was out here struggling, you know, people bumping into him, cursing him out, dissing him, doing everything. And he said this on Vlad. Let me take you to the video.
I talked about how he's adjusting, because he was locked up for like 30 years or something, some huge amount of time. And he's saying how, like, you know, just the other day he was walking out of, like, you know, the bodega and some dude like shoved him, and he's like, yo, man, excuse me. He's like, man, fuck out of here. And it's like, in prison, you can't let that go.
Right.
But on the outside, you have to let that go.
Right.
Because you're going to end up right back in prison again.
Right.
But like, it was interesting hearing him sort of struggle with like I've been this way my whole life, and I have to, you know, like I'm a killer. He stabbed, like, you know, whatever, 30, 40 people, like, but yet he has to come out, and now he has to be passive, and now he has to not get into it with people because he'll violate his parole and he'll go right back in.
Right. Yeah.
And what's interesting is that he doesn't look, he's not like a big, strong, muscular. He's actually, you know, he's a little overweight and whatever else. If you look at him, you know, you take the rags away and everything else. Now you look at him, he just looks like, you know, a middle-aged Spanish dude.
Yeah. But he didn't always look like that.
Oh, he was more like ripped up before.
I'm saying, I mean, he did 30 years in the can. Well, like, you know, did you look like this when you was 25?
Actually, I did, yeah.
Just like that, same weight?
I'm pretty much the same weight as I was at 25.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just me, though. But he was also in solitary for, I think, like 10 years. Or
yeah,
some shit
he
like
did
that.
a lot of solitary time. Yeah, I saw that interview. You know what I'm saying? I saw a good piece of it. Like, you know, I actually, like, you know, I said a prayer for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, not like I ain't get on my knees and pray, but I did, like, send some type of energy, because I hope he can, like, you know, stay out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope he can. He been through a lot, you know? So, you know, I do hope that he can find that he can actually do that. It's not easy, you know what I'm saying? Especially somebody like him, you know? So, yeah, shout out to him, man. And shout out to you for giving him that interview and shit. You know, I hope everything works out for that, brother.
I know a lot of people probably wasn't aware, didn't know that the people that did a lot of periods of stints in time, you know what I'm saying, suffer from PTSD. You know, a lot of people that faced a lot of traumas in their life, you know what I'm saying, they go through a lot of social anxieties, they go through a lot of different things, you know, just like when you think about the gangbangers that's in Chicago, the gangbangers that's in LA, and, you know, different parts of the world, you know what I'm saying, even over here and stuff like that, man, you know, people have PTSD, man. Dudes is going through wars, man. Dudes' life is being online. Dudes is getting killed. They being shot. Their families being killed. Their homeboys is being killed. They going to funerals. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of things going on and people be traumatized about. And what a lot of people don't realize and don't give a lot of people for credit, for people like me, out of all the traumas that I went through, is that I was able to stay out here, is maybe because for me, and those that's maybe able to stay out here has some type of support system. What I mean support system, it ain't all about the money. You know what I'm saying? That's about, money is riches, you know what I'm saying? But you'd rather be wealthy. You'd rather have that support and the resources that's around you that's going to help you keep you going, keep you moving, keep you going flow. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't, you know, every now and again, I speak to, you know, a mental health, you know, sometimes I feel like it helps, sometimes it don't, whatever. But I get more with family or, you know, peers, you know what I'm saying? When I say family, it doesn't have to mean blood family. It could be, you know what I'm saying, someone that I'm close to. I'm actually more close to my blood relative that I can rely on. We sit down and we talk. You know what I'm saying? You know, our canes, you know, with the brims, you know, our canes crossing symbolize, you know, we each other's crutch. We can hold each other up. So you need somebody to help you to encourage you. Like, you know what, Blue? Yo, you know what, Mel Kross? Yo, man, what you doing is right. I know that guy bumped you or whatever, man, or you opened the door for this person, you humbled yourself, the dude just looked at you like you was crazy, like you was supposed to, and didn't even say thank you, whatever. You know what, man? Think about it as you did a favor for a friend. People tell me that all the time, and I ain't gonna hold you. I still don't be getting it at times, because like I said, I'm still adjusting, and I've been out here now, God willing, 9 years. And I'm still adapting out here and I'm still adjusting. He haven't been out, he been out maybe 20% of the time I've been out. And he been in much longer than I've been in. And he been in there for a whole the straight period. He missed over 3 decades of his life in prison. Then you got people on the internet, you know what I'm saying, trolling him, identify, know who he is. Of course, he had a lot of beef. He did a lot of things in prison, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever that could have followed him back in the street. You know, there's a lot of possibilities, and the bad thing about it is that, you know, he unfortunately had to go back to his community. He had to go back to his community. So everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's really a catch-22. But the story and what I'm trying to convey to y'all, which y'all don't even know too, is that people that do long stints in prison and they come home, it's called like post-inmate syndrome, something like that. What it is, it's called PICS. And what it is that people that come home from long times, from doing long stints in prison, even if he wasn't in solitary confinement, but it's even more if he was in solitary confinement, did a long time in solitary confinement, is that you have to adapt to society. You might be suffering from depression. You might be lost. You want to isolate yourself. Matter of fact, fuck what I'm saying. Look at this right quick. Post-incarceration syndrome, PICS, is a term used to describe the psychological and social challenges that people face being released from prison. PICS can make it difficult for people to re-enter society and become productive members of society. The symptoms of PICS are psychological difficulties such as depression and anxiety, emotional difficulties, social difficulties, discrimination, isolation, instability. PICS is also linked to higher rates of recidivism, returning of critical behavior. Other outcomes of PICS include failed relationship, homelessness, substance abuse, misuse, overdose, and suicide. The relationship between the PICS and the outbreak of recidivism is complex and may be influenced by a variety of factors. For example, people with mental health problems prior to incarceration are at increased rates of recidivism. In closing, man, I want to say this, right? A lot of people be out here making content, whatever. That's cool. But what sucks for me is when a person got to make content by shitting or trying to degrade, defame somebody else's name, legacy. Shit that don't have nothing to do with them. And like I said, I know personally that they wouldn't even say it in their face. Some of these individuals come from all different walks of life. Some people are honorable rats, dudes that acknowledge what they did and everything. Now everybody got podcasts and they want to talk about everything, and now they honorable and they this and that, and they want to, you know, talk about other people that is honorable, that never told, that don't got none of that on their name. Might have got stabbed a couple times, might have ran a couple times, but never told, never did, never heard none of that, whatever. Like, this right here is just crazy to me. And it's like, you know, the real is like, understand, you know, we live by a stricter, we acknowledge our rules, so we got to live by a stricter way of life and how we do things. But when has it been cool for this shit to be going on? I'm my brother when my brother's not even around, when 8,000 miles, you know what I'm saying, away or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to act and I'm going to treat their name and I'm going to treat them as like they was sitting right here with me. Or like if I'm in contact, when I'm around them every day with me. We ain't got to be the best of friends. I ain't had to see them a whole bunch of time. I ain't had to do this with them, had to do that with them, whatever. But the time we spent and, you know what I'm saying, the things we did, chop it up, man, it was genuine, man. We rode in the car and I took them back from Crown Heights back to LES, you know what I'm saying, and everything. We had a good time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's just funny how people were saying he the stupid as this, he the stupid as that. These the same people that's trying to get lit, and by y'all dissing people, y'all putting yourself in jeopardy, because now people know who you are, people know your face, so if you come around, people seeing you, you putting yourself in position. Now you might have to be carrying something, now you got to be doing something, now you got to be doing that because you want to call somebody else stupid, or because you want to be disrespecting people, or because you want to be, you know what I'm saying, do all type of uncorrected, unmanned shit that you be doing. A lot of y'all be out here doing. All the real respect him, and I know he probably don't have too much of a voice, or nobody that's really on YouTube that's on time and like that that's really gonna speak up about certain things. And a lot of people gonna be like, a lot of young people probably like, yo, damn, why Mel talking about Blue and doing all this about Blue? You know what I'm saying? He, you know what I'm saying? He Crip, he this and he that. Like I said, man, when I came home and when I turned blood in 9-5, there was no Crips. If there was Crips, it was sprinkles in them. You know what I mean? And at that time, I didn't have no issue, or I never did have no issue for Crip to, oh, now I'm blood, I'ma just, you know what I'm saying, both bang at Crips and everything. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the thing. We just chose to be damn move because that's what Matt was repping, and that's what we was doing, and we had a common purpose of cause. We had an enemy that we had to, you know what I'm saying, go up against because of the conditions and the shit that was going on in the system at that time in history. And then it is what it turned out to be now, right? So it's very hard from a day-to-day basis, all type of challenges that we face with, even those that wasn't in prison. We come from a certain neighborhood. We got a certain color. We got a certain bob about us. We dress a certain way. We all real stereotype. We always faced with a lot of different things, man. Let's not beat him up because he's down or whatever. He know what he did. He made his mistakes and all that, whatever. Everybody talk about his murders and everything, what he did, but they wasn't talking about when he was crying, when he started talking about his son. He missed his son life, you know what I'm saying, ready to cry when he's talking about how he, when he lost his moms while he was in prison. And I met his moms. I met his moms on a visit a few times. I want to say to you, Blue Boy, man, yo, man, keep your head up, bro. It's real ones out here. We had conversations. You know, I've been going through my stuff. I'm not even going to put it on here. You know what I'm saying? I share some of that with you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm going to get up with you, man. Get up with me, man. You know, salute to you. Salute to your set. You know what I'm saying? The Rolling 30s. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the real. I don't care what rag you wear. I don't care what you represent. If you real, you know what I'm saying? You about, you know what I'm saying, unity. You about being grown. You know what I'm saying? You about that realness, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. All the bozos, all the clowns, let them be in the circus by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Them performing is nothing that they don't have no motherfucking audience. You know what I'm saying? Salute and appreciate the real. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Put some respect on motherfucking Blue Boy name. Salute. I'm out of here. One. Thought I was finished, right? Nah. I just got one more thing to say. I just wanted to finish that thought, that last thought, right? One of the other reasons why I respect Blue Boy and had so much love for Blue Boy is when we was in Comstock and we was spending the yard, one of the times we were having a conversation, and he told me, he was like, yo, Mel, I don't know if you know, but you know, I used to fuck with the homies hard. I'm like, word? He was like, yeah, when I was in Sing Sing, and I think it was 9-6, 9-5, he said, 9-6 or 9-7 or 9-5, one of them 3 years. He was like, yeah, I was over there. He was like, you know, it wasn't a lot of y'all. It was real few of y'all. And, you know, it was a lot of Latin kings and everything around. You know, they was real strong and everything. Got a lot of rat hunters, whatever. So every time a homie came through, man, they was stabbing him up and packing him up. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that, I didn't like that. He was like, yo, I'm an outlaw. I'm a natural outlaw by birth. I'm an outlaw. I go against the grain. I never go with the flow is. I always go against it. So he was like, when I seen that, I started arming the homies that they came through. And that's how the homies started getting in, and that's how they started getting their arms and everything. And I was holding them down so where they couldn't get done dirty. So that's how they was able to start coming through Sing Sing at the time. He said, then I left. I went to the box. Years later, them passed by, 3-4 years later. Now there's certainly all these bloods coming up north out of nowhere. And y'all numbers is up. You got these young kids, you know what I'm saying, coming in, and they coming to Southport and all that, and they calling me Flu Boy. cause I'm repping Crip, whatever. And he was like, honestly, I wasn't never even really banging that. But he said, once I started seeing the homies doing what they started doing, once y'all started getting the numbers, y'all was doing the same shit that the Kings was doing to y'all and was holding, and I held y'all down, I started holding the Crip down, you know what I'm saying? I made myself an honorary member, you know what I'm saying? Holding 30 Crip and everything like that. Blue Boy told me straight like that, man. And I respected it because at the same time, I know how a lot of these young homies that been gangbanging and stuff like that, man, how they fucked up a lot of relationships, like even with the Black Lions. And I'm going to get to that. Salute. Thanks to everybody tuning Kross TV Network. You already know that's Kross with a K. One.